Welcome back, everybody, for our second installment of movie reviews. Today we're going to be going over the movie Presence. Steven Soderbergh has directed over 35 feature films since his debut with Sex, Lies, and Videotape in 1989, which launched his career. Presence marks his 37th film as a director, continuing his reputation for exploring innovative storytelling techniques across various genres. Presence is a 2024 supernatural thriller, directed by Steven, and written by David Koepp. The film stars Lucy Liu as Rebecca, Chris Sullivan as Chris, and Kalina Lang as their daughter, Chloe. The narrative centers around a family that moves into a suburban home only to sense an unseen presence among them. Uniquely, the story is told from a ghost perspective, with the camera embodying the spirit's point of view, offering an omnipresent role throughout the film. As the family settles into their new home, Chloe, who is grieving from the recent death of two friends, becomes particularly attuned with the supernatural presence. This film delves into the themes of grief, family tension, and the eerie sensation of being watched. Soderbergh's innovation to use the camera to represent the ghost's perspective provides a unique and unsettling viewing experience, blurring the lines between reality and the supernatural. Presence premiered at the 2024 Sundance Film Festival, where it garnered attention for its innovative storytelling and visual style. I just got out of the theater. I just watched this for the first time, and wow. This film was pretty interesting because I really was captivated by the way that they filmed it. At the very beginning of the film, probably about 5 minutes in, I was starting to think, am I going to be able to handle this? We kept going from room to room, and I was starting to get a little motion sick, so I feel really bad for the people that don't do well with like the POV style cameras that they have, or POV style movies that exist, such as like Cloverfield and like the VHS movies. This movie was quite a ride, though. We started off by being in the ghost's perspective, the POV, and you watch the family move in, and you just start to get to know each one of the family members. Each one of the family members has got a little bit of something going on. I think the acting that they did in this movie was superb. For it being a completely different style of filming, there was a lot of single takes. So when I saw that, I was actually really impressed. I would give this movie a 7.5 out of 10. I thought this was a really nice, fresh take on a ghost story. So we're going to talk about spoilers in 3, 2, 1. What the fuck? I got out of this movie thinking, who the fuck is the ghost? I thought 3 different things, right? So initially, my small Peabody brain is thinking one of the friends, Nadia. That's the first name that the sister says when she comes out of the closet, where she's like, Nadia, is that you? And then you find out there's a second friend that died. And then they have the medium come over, and the medium's like, haha, I don't think it's Nadia, but I also don't know. It could be something else. When she says something, you're like, is this both of the girls? As you move on later in the film, the dad has a weird moment where he's talking with the daughter. And he's like, hey, when you were younger, Grandma was really religious, but I wanted to name you Blue as your middle name because your grandma would freak out if I didn't do that. But like when she died, so it's referencing that the grandma's dead. They pan out at the end of the movie, they're in a blue house. And I'm trying to gauge what that symbolism is, right? And I'm like, okay, was it the two friends? Was it the grandma? When I would go to read up online, it's like, oh, a lot of this was a manifestation of the dysfunction of the family, like kind of embodied, but like there to like, fix things and help. Like you have the dickhead son, you have the mom being fucking weird and shitty and like favoriting the one child. So there's weird dysfunction there. The dad's going behind the mom's back, possibly looking for a divorce, separation. Again, that part, I have no idea. I'm still confused. I must have missed something. I don't know what the mom was doing, because she was like, son, if this all falls apart, just know that, like, I did all of this for you. Scary. What did you do? Again, if I missed something, please let me know. Were you doing something wrong with your work? Are you the reason why he's doing so well in all of his, like, races and awards? So that theory of it's the manifestation or the embodiment of the dysfunction of the family, essentially trying to turn things around and help the family out. Sure, all these sound great. You get to the end of the film, and after the brother tackles the douchebag kid, and they both fall out the window, so brother's probably dead. When she goes to the mirror and she sees him, the reflection, and loses her shit, my thought is, could it have been the brother? And I'm talking to my wife about this on the way home, and she's like, no, that wouldn't have happened. Because, like, he had to live first and then die, so how could the ghost exist? I'm pretty sure I missed it, and I need to see this again. When the medium, or however you want to put this, visited the house and the husband was there, I believe it was the husband talking about, like, windows and doors, and, like, ghosts don't really experience time in the same way. Okay, here's my theory. It was already set in stone that the brother was going to move here and die. The medium comes back and she's like, the window, something's going to happen with the window, and they shoo her away. They're like, lady, you gotta go. I believe the presence was the brother, because in the future he's going to die. And if time does not exist the same way it does for ghosts, then his ghost is able to essentially live in the past and help this sort of thing. Again, we're not Avengers Endgame here. There's no good reasoning for this sort of thing, but work with me on this. If the presence was the brother was going to be locked in that house until things were done. You don't see the presence existing until the family's, like, essentially getting started to move in there. So I'm imagining the presence wakes up there, and it's got a reason for being there. I don't know if it really recognizes that it's the brother until the end of the film, where he sees his reflection. But these are the things that line up for me for the brother being the ghost. When the ghost is trying to help out the sister, there's times where, like, the sister's getting it on with, like, the boy. Brother doesn't want to see that. So there's times where, like, the camera goes perfectly where it still wants to, like, keep an eye on them, but it uses one of the shutters from the closet to not really peek and actually watch that. You've got all the protection things where it, like, knocks the orange juice before the girl gets roofied. But very small things that I picked up on was when the dad is yelling at the brother outside. He says something like, for once in your life, you should stand up and stick up for your sister. Essentially showing that he's never been there for his sister. He's been a dick his entire life. He's been essentially getting everything handed to him. When the presence wants to make itself known, it goes to the brother's room. And what does it do? It knocks all the trophies off the wall. Doesn't really fuck with too many other things. Maybe a lamp goes sideways. But it makes sure to rip off all the trophies. And this is my thought thinking.
Scary.
If he sees the trophies there, it's one of two things. If he doesn't know he's the ghost, he's saying, fuck this brother. Fuck this brother. He needs to fucking get his shit together and stop being a dickhead to the sister. If the ghost knows it is the brother, he's going up there and he's pissed off at this version of himself, and he's knocking down all the trophies, because guess what? Once you're dead, you realize all those trophies, that was nothing for me to be a dick to my sister. I need to be there. I need to learn that she is a fragile human being, and you just don't care about her. And all of these trophies, they don't mean jack shit. So with the dad telling him the trophies getting knocked down, and then the very end when you see the brother and the family goes to leave, the brother can finally leave the house. He's done his thing. That's why, because when the medium says, it's the window, she's essentially peering into the future. She's opening that door. And that's why I believe the presence was the brother. After it had sacrificed himself for the sister, he came back and he was watching over the family. And again, he would definitely sit there and watch a lot of this perspective, because he realized, whoa, what a contrasting feeling I had. He was a selfish, self-indulged asshole that turned out to go and help his sister in the very end. Whew. Again, I just saw this movie. I'm fucking reeling right now. But again, I would give this movie a 7.5 out of 10. I could be very wrong about the brother theory. My wife thinks I'm an idiot. She says that's not how time works. I said, I know, it's ghosts, it's weird, we're trying to deal with something supernatural here. I give this movie a 7.5 out of 10. I highly recommend everybody go watch it. Let me know your theories. Let's talk about it some more. But thank you for watching. If you haven't yet, please like and subscribe. And next week, we are going to be watching Companion with Jack Quaid, which I'm absolutely stoked for. I cannot wait. So again, thank you for coming, and until next time, have a good one.